Good morning, PA Figs here. So we've got a few different videos this week. We're actually out in Kauai. We are on the North Shore, and here are some of the fruits we found on the South Shore farmers markets. And you can see we have a beautiful view to try them with this morning. So I'm probably going to do a few different videos for these fruits. But yeah, I wanted to show everybody kind of what Kauai has to offer for their fruits here. We did find a few fig trees, but they're not as prominent here as most other places in the country. A few of the basics we found: white everbearing, early violet, brown turkey, and a few others, so nothing real fancy. Alright, let's take a look at these. Alright, so the first fruit we're going to look at today is actually a yellow dragon fruit. And when you see these in the wild, they actually have quite a few thorns and spikes coming off of each of these little nodules here, so you brush those off to make sure you don't get stabbed. So let's check this out. Alright, so here you can see what the inside looks like. Should be very similar to the red dragon fruit. I wouldn't do to have my knife from back home. Alright, so peel this off. Alright, and it's quite watery. If you've ever had dragon fruit, the normal red type, it's very similar to that. Let's see how it tastes. It's actually very good. The seeds almost get in the way a little bit, but it's kind of like a fig where you get that little bit of a seed crunch. But it's tasty. It's very watery. Hey Teresa, go ahead and try a piece. Gotta feed the camera woman too. What do you think?
It's kind of the texture of a kiwi.
Yeah, it's kind of like a kiwi. It's a good way to look at it. It's
very mellow, mild.
Very watery and not a lot of flavor, but slightly sweet. Just slightly sweet, but really not a lot of flavor to it.
It's kind of plain.
It is tasty. Kind of like an ice cube with a little bit of a grape flavor, or grape slushy or something. A very mild grape slushy. All right. Well, this is papaya. Papaya is just the name for the yellow dragon fruit. Hope you enjoyed. Alright, so here we have a strawberry papaya. And papayas are very prevalent right now in Kauai for this time of the year. Mostly you see the strawberry and the sunrise. I'm not really sure exactly what the difference is. The only one we have today is a strawberry. So let's take a look. Looks like it's a little overripe. We've had this a couple days and hadn't gotten around to eating it. So you can see all the different seeds in here. And there are seeds that I think you can boil them and then they're edible. I've seen them for sale. You're not supposed to eat them raw. That I know. So let me scoop these out. Okay. And just need to come in and scoop out some of the fruit. Let's see what it tastes like. It's very soft in texture. It's delicious. I really like papaya. Teresa sometimes doesn't care for it in particular. But she's going to give it a try here because the camera woman must always try the fruit.
There's a seed on it.
Got it. What do you think?
That one has good flavor.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I like that one.
What were the papayas at the farmer's market? They were like only a few bucks, right?
No, this one, since it was a bigger one, I think she said it was $3. Otherwise they were $2.50.
Okay. Yeah, papaya is one of my One of my favorite. Everybody raves about mangoes. Mangoes aren't in season here right now, so we haven't gotten to try any of them. And the ones we have tried have been imported, so they haven't been very ripe. But yeah, strawberry papaya. Really enjoy it. Alright, the next item we found at the farmer's market was a cream apple. So this is, it almost feels like a plum. And you can eat the whole thing, but the skin is a little bit bitter. And on the inside, it looks an awful lot like a plum, except for with just smaller little seeds. You can see it's called a cream apple because it's creamy, or squishy might be the better word. Let's kind of slice this off. Okay, the only thing you don't want to eat are these tiny little seeds in the center here, which are actually kind of a pain to get out. But you can see the rest of this is gooey and delicious. That's really good. It reminds me of a, geez, I don't know, a plum flavor with maybe a little bit of like that rose fragrance, but it's squishy. It's squishy and creamy. It's almost like eating a piece of fish, but it's a fruit. And so it tastes, I don't know, it tastes very sweet and creamy with like a custard consistency. It's not like the peaches and apples and plums back home. There you go, Tracy. You want to try a piece? What do you think?
Reminds me of a Concord grape.
Like Concord grape? It's got a good flavor though, right?
That's what it
Real
reminds me
sweet.
of, like the texture and the flavor.
Yeah. You can try a piece of the skin. It's edible. It's just got a little bit of bitterness to it.
I had it that day at the farmer's market. It wasn't too bad.
Not too bad? Okay, I'll try a piece then. Kind of mild, right? Not a lot of flavor to it.
It doesn't have the flavor. The inside
Yeah,
has
the inside
flavor.
has the good flavor. Alright, that is the cream apple. Okay, so next we have a Lihue. It's called a Lihue in Hawaii, but the rest of the world knows it as passion fruit. This is one of Teresa's favorites. For me, it's a little bit too sour. It reminds me of, I don't know, sweet and sour candy, because you'll, oh, golf cart going by. So your first taste will be sweet, followed by a sourness of the Lihue. And then it's got these little seed pods in it, kind of like a pomegranate, but you eat it all. I need a better knife. Holy moly. Let's try it with a point. There we go. Alright. So here is the Lihue. And there are different colors of Lihue around the island. There's purple, there's yellow, and the yellow one seems to get better reviews from locals. So let's go ahead and give this guy a try. So seeds have a crunch to them, and then the flesh has kind of a citrusy sweetness combined with a real strong sourness that will make your lips pucker a little bit, kind of like a lemon, but it's got that flavor that's just delicious, so you kind of look past the sourness. Here you go, Teresa. Give it a try.
It's when you bite into the Z.
It's really sour, but it's still tasty, isn't it? These are one of Teresa's favorites, and we just missed the Lihue season. It ended a few weeks ago, so you know, last year we were here a couple of weeks earlier, and they were everywhere. And this trip, it's almost hard to find them. Let's see that spoonful. Sorry. So you can see here is, put it in the sun if you could.
Yeah.
I think your arm's blocking it. Turn it. There you go. Okay, so here is what the Lihue looks like. You can see the little seed pods. It's pretty much what you're eating. and they're very sour, but yet very tasty. Go ahead, you can eat that now. Sorry. What do you think? Still one of your favorites? It's bitter though, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
It's not quite as sour as the lemon, but it's definitely got a bit of a tang to it.
And people mix it with things.
Yeah, you find it mixed with ice cream and bread and butter and just about everything here on the islands. But all right, that is Lihue or passion fruit. All right, next we have a star fruit, and this one's a little past ripe. Should have eaten it a couple days ago, but it should still be pretty tasty, I think. So if you've had star fruit at home, it's got kind of a mild flavor, but when you get them nice and ripe here in Hawaii, they have a real strong, delicious flavor to them. And if you're wondering, if you haven't seen these before and you're wondering why are they called star fruit, well, let me show you. Cut them open, you get a star. And so they have small seeds in them, you gotta be careful of. And then all you have to do is pick those seeds out. And then the whole thing after that is edible. Alright? So let's try it. It's good. Boy, real strong flavor. It's real sweet. Again, very watery like a lot of the fruits here are. It's hard to explain the flavor on that. It's not really citrusy. It's almost more floral. Alright, get the seeds out of this one. There you go, babe. Give it a try.
It's a little overripe.
A little overripe.
But it's good.
What's the taste remind you of? I can't quite pin it down. Any ideas?
I don't know. It's like a sweet.
It's got its own little flavor, you know?
I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, well, it's star fruit and it's delicious. That's about all we can say. Alright, so next we have two of our favorites. A longan, also called dragon eyes, and a rambutan. And the best way to explain these crazy things are they are grapes with crazy casings. So let's start with the rambutan first. And Teresa is actually better at opening these than I am, but let's see if I can get it. It's got a real thick leathery skin on it. And you see, once you peel it back, you get to this grape-looking item in here. And that is the rambutan. Now inside the rambutan there is a seed, a stone, that's pretty large. And the one downside to the rambutan versus the longan it's very easy to get the flesh off of the stone. The rambutan's much more difficult. You kind of have to chew and suck it off. Now here is the longan. Same thing, you just gotta peel the outside, which opens up to this nice little grape looking thing inside. Okay, and there is the longan versus the rambutan. The rambutan gives you a much larger fruit, and it's actually sweeter, but what I'll show you here is, watch how easy this comes off of the seed. So the longan comes right off, and here's your little seed, and you can just discard the seed. And there you go, you're done. The rambutan is much more difficult to get off. And so you pretty much can't. You gotta eat it. So let me try this. very sweet. It's got a very sweet flavor to it. For something that comes out of something that's crazy looking, I mean, it's very sweet. It's like sweeter than any grape you've ever had, with just a little bit of grape flavor and more of a syrupy flavor to it. Alright, here's the longin. I'm still sucking on the Rambutan, but I'm going to try this as well. The Rambutan, or the longin has a deeper, less sweet flavor. So you get more of the fruit flavor. And here you can see, this is the longins that come in the big bunch. This is the Rambutan, and they come in a big bunch. They grow on very large trees. Let's see if I can get another one open here for Teresa. Again, they're a real pain in the butt to open up. But they're worth the effort, though.
Ooh. I'm going to drop the telephone.
Okay, there's those. And since you always want a second opinion, Teresa, go ahead and give those a try. Alright, she's going for the Rambutan first.
Here's the pick.
Here's what the stone looks like.
They're milder than a grape, but the texture of a grape.
Texture of a grape is a good way to say it, yeah. Much sweeter than a grape, though. They're just kind of hard to eat.
Different flavor.
Okay. This is the longin.
I like the flavor of the Rambutan better than the longin.
Yeah, the Rambutan I like better, but the longin is something that we carry in the car a lot because you can just kind of pick them up and eat them as you go. Yeah. And they're much easier to eat. Both are delicious, though, right? Alright, so that's the Rambutan and longin. Alright, next are bananas. And there are several different types of bananas that are grown in Kauai. Bananas are pretty much everywhere you look around here. These happen to be apple bananas. And all the bananas you see in Hawaii are smaller than the ones that we're used to back in the US. They do have plantains here that are a little bit larger, but this is kind of the size of the normal banana you'll see. So, let's go ahead and peel it open. Always peel it from the bottom like that, because then you don't get any strings or those little strandy things. Monkey taught me that once, literally. Okay, here's the banana. And the texture is very soft. Not at all hard like the bananas we're used to at home. Let's see, there's the banana. Yeah, nothing real fancy. But they are extremely delicious. Alright, Teresa, your turn. I'd say the texture is a little bit softer than the bananas we're used to, and they're a little sweeter. Better flavor. Not that strong banana flavor, more of a creamy, with a slight hint of that banana flavor.
Yeah.
I like them a lot more than the bananas back home.
So do I.
Yeah.
Well, and they're actually ripe, too.
And they're actually ripe, which, you know, bananas will ripen after they're picked, but tree ripened is always preferable. So apple banana. I'll probably be able to try a few more bananas as the trip goes on here. That's the apple banana. Alright, so this will be the last fruit we're going to look at today. The other ones need a little bit longer to ripen. But this is a sour soap. And the sour soap you can eat plain. They make a lot of juice out of it. And it's supposed to be a good anti-cancer fruit to eat. This one's a little bit overripe. They ripen real fast once you pick them. So it was not ripe enough 2 days ago, and now it's overripe. So lesson learned. Let's see if I can cut it open. It's a real gooey, messy fruit, but a lot of people really love it. You'll see there's these little stones in here you gotta be careful of. I guess they're not really all that little, but they're in these little, like, cases. Pull them out of the case, little pods. And then this is the fruit you eat. It's got a very strong flavor that, I don't know, I think you either love it or you hate it.
Do you love it or hate it? In between?
I won't say I love it.
Because it overripe, is that why?
I guess I'm going to say I hate it at first, but once you get used to it, it grows on you. I don't think it's because it's overripe. It's just a very strong flavor.
Try down this end. It doesn't look as...
You know, it might be because it's a little bit overripe, but I'm trying to figure out how to explain what it tastes like. Very acidic. The texture is kind of chewy, almost like a scallop that's been overcooked. The flavor is, geez, it's got a flavor all its own. Maybe like close to a pineapple mixed with a, I don't know, apple or something. It's different. It's it's sweet, but it's also got a bitterness to it. That side's a little bit better. A little bit less bitterness on the... Surprisingly, on the riper side, there's less bitterness to it. I thought it would have been overripe.
Maybe that's how it's supposed to be then.
But maybe it has to be super ripe in order to be sweet enough. All right, Tracy, your turn.
I don't think I like this.
Well, you're going to try it.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
It's a weird flavor, like... I don't know, I think it's kind of pungent.
Pungent. Pungent's a good word for it. It's very pungent.
I don't like it.
No, not your thing? Alright, so the sour soap is not Teresa's thing. You sure you don't want me to squeeze you a glass of juice for it?
Mm-hmm. You did have that sour soap juice.
Sour soap juice was mixed with mint and lime, I think. And it was okay. You know, again, it's one of those things that grows on you. It's not the fruits we're used to, so it takes a bit of getting used to. But that's the sour soap. A couple of the other fruits we have that I'm looking forward to were the Chico Sapote, the Tangelos, Kumquats, and those just aren't quite ripe yet, so we're going to give them another day or two, and then we'll have some videos. Alright, hope you enjoyed.